I'm just going to show you some little bits of my ink. This is my new small journal, which is half the size of, this is my journal, and this is the smaller size, exactly the same, except it's smaller, more pocket sized. So I'm just going to do some basic inking on, but somebody brought up a good point this morning. They said that when they do their inking on their pages, that they get some bleed through to the other side. So I was trying to explain to them that actually they're not using enough water, because when you add just a little bit of ink, it evaporates off so quickly that part of it sits on the surface, part of it evaporates off. Whereas if you have water, it takes longer to evaporate, therefore it sits in the paper rather than going through. So I always, when I'm transferring, I always cover one page with a nice good coat of water. You can tell if you've got enough on there, because when you add the puddles of ink, they are actually moving. You see, they're blending and they're moving. So if you lift it up, can you see how mine are moving? Then I always add a little bit more water on the top so that the other page is the same, and then I press it flat and separate the two pages, blot it, and you shouldn't, this is just mess, this is my mess, but you can see there's no bleed through to the other side. Whereas if I just sprayed the ink on, it would grab it and then it would bleed through, and that's the problem that people have. So there's a little background there. I've got some new stamps and stencils out this time. So let's use the brickwork. This is the large brickwork stencil. So I'm going to do my ghosting. So I spritz through. I've got water on the stencil. I reverse it. Even though this is a nice pale colour, you see the ghosting works beautifully. I love the brick stencil. So this is where I sprayed the water through. This is the water that came off the actual stencil. Always I take the stencil, it'll have picked up some ink, not a lot, but it'll have picked some up. I always press it into my book. That's just the beginning of another page, ready to go again on there. So then if I come to add some more on the top, so whenever I'm adding ink on the top, now the paper needs to be dry, because now I just want the ink to sit on the top of the paper. I don't want it to blend through, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a blend. There we go. And then I can go back, I can go with, this is another one of my new stencils that come in large and small, and I only use, whenever I do backgrounds, whatever colours I've used on the bottom, this is all I do. A background is called a background because it's in the background. So you just take, you spritz lightly, flip to get off, spritz lightly again, blot. Spritz lightly so that you can see all the layers building up. The problem is a lot of people do them too heavy and then you're only focused on the top layer, nothing else. Always take your stencil as usual, clean it off in your book, ready for the beginning of another page. Let's add a small stencil on the top. Go mad, we'll do a little bit more. We'll add some of the leaves. This is my new leaf ones. Now this book is upside down to me, so I have to remember I have my leaves coming this way. But again, I only use the same colours, and spritz lightly and blot. And then I'm going to use this for the reverse on the opposite side. Ooh, my teacup's gone. There we go. So I never have a page symmetrical. I always like it to be in and out and have all kinds of different ones. Let's take some of the stamps, and I'm going to, this is my new ink pad. It actually comes blank, it comes totally blank, and you add the inks on, spray the inks on the top. So this one is in actual similar colours, so I'm going to use that onto here, and I'm going to just pick up some of the ink onto the stamp, and I'm just going to press, so you get this variegated colour running through. There you go. And that's the beginning of a page ready to go. I'll shut the book, open it again, do another one. Thank you very much.